All right. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric. We've got a devs deck for you. I hope you guys like it. If you do, give it that thumbs up. And if you like the content in general, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to play these decks, don't forget to check out manatraders. Great way to play with all the decks in Standard. Link in the description box. Check the coupon code to save yourself a few bucks. And let's talk about these decks. Dev gave us two discard decks. I know discard's like one of those deck types that people just love. I personally have never really liked the archetype of making sure your opponent just discards every card, because I feel that we get to the point where the opponent's top decking, and every time we draw a discard spell, once the opponent has top decked, they're just playing their card every turn anyway, so because it's sorcery speed discard, you really can't do a whole lot. Instant speed discard would change things a ton, mainly because at the end of their draw step, you would be able to make them discard cards, and that would be extremely powerful. We do have that to an effect in Standard, but for right now, the best way to make most good discard decks work is you need to be able to apply a threat, kind of like the way Mono Blue does. And that's kind of what Deb's going for here. If you can apply a threat and you can continue to pressure damage, you can avoid most of your opponent's big cards long enough to kind of stall them out. Make sure they don't get the value that they had intended out of a particular hand. A lot of times being able to rip key pieces out, and if your opponent kept questionable hands in the first place, especially land-heavy hands, there's normally a lot that we can get away with. Like if your opponent has kept, something that won't start until turns 3 or 4, a lot of times we might be able to make them actually get rid of a lot of those cards that would impact us in a very, adverse way long before they can do that. And that's kind of what we want to do, but we want to get threats out, and that's kind of what we got going on here. We've got Vicious Conquistador, which is a nice early creature that pushes a lot of damage. Actually, it's only a 1/2, but it does get that extra point of life loss in every time that it swings, whether it's blocked or not. We also can get in for a little bit of chip damage with burglar rats while we're maintaining our discard plan. So not exactly 1-for-1ing our opponent, but not really 2-for-1ing either. We're just playing a card, getting a creature on the battlefield, and then they lose a card. So kind of getting a good 2-for-1 out of it, but I mean it's just a 1/1 rat, and we're normally not going to get in with a lot. Does give us a lot of stall tactics with being able to block with the rat though, and every piece of chip damage matters a lot, especially when our major plan is to do things like use Fell Spectre. Now, even though we're flying in with Fell Spectre, we're not going to do a ton of damage just beating them with a 3/1 flyer or a 1/3 flyer. 3/1 flyer would be great, wouldn't it? A 1/3 flyer. But whenever it enters the battlefield, our opponent discards a card. We know that's really powerful from Nicol Bolas, but whenever we can make our opponent actually discard a card, they're going to also lose 2 life. The same can be said for our enchantment here, which is Raider's Wake. Every time we can make our opponent discard a card, the opponent will lose 2 life. And then, of course, Raider's Wake gets a little bit of an extra raid trigger at the beginning of your end step. If you attacked with a creature this turn, target opponent discards a card. I kind of like Raider's Wake because of the way it works with the overall strategy that I laid out earlier about having a creature and swinging and applying a pressure, meanwhile wanting to make sure your opponent doesn't have a meaningful hand or options, which makes Raider's Wake really good. As long as you can keep getting in with creatures, our opponent pretty much has to play their top deck every turn, and that can work really well as well. So, I like the plan here of being able to use early creatures. We've also got Pilfering Imp, which is Thoughtseize kind of slow on a body. Nah, you probably won't let me get away with that, right? But there's not a lot of restrictions on the card that you can actually take away from your opponent. Target opponent reveals their hand, and you choose a non-land card from it. That's pretty good, even though it's going to technically cost you 3 mana, and you can't do it all at once. We also get Vicious Rumors, which just kind of makes them discard a card at random, but again, chip damage, very important. And as far as the big, top end creatures, we've got Vampire Sovereign, which enters the battlefield. Target opponent loses 3 life, and we gain 3 life, which was really good in Deb's Drain deck. And then we've got Urgros, the empty one. He's a huge flying 4/3. Well, not really huge, a 4/3. But whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they're going to discard a card at random. And if the player can't, we get to draw. So a little bit of card advantage if we can get our opponent to that point of Hellbent. And the big thing is we want to keep them Hellbent. We don't want to let them actually start gaining card advantage in any meaningful way. So that's the gist of the deck. Dev did not put a sideboard together. I did throw in a few cards. The sideboard here probably costs more than the entire $10 budget deck. But some Divest, Divest and Duress are pretty good options that Dev mentioned in his video. I also decided to go with a little bit more aggressive of a style in the sideboard by bringing in a couple Deadeye Tormentors, and I think that Plague Crafter works really well in the deck as well, because we can normally get away with sacking something like a Burglar Rat that doesn't serve a lot of purpose to upgrade that for a 3/2, and against control decks we can still use this as discard, but it gives us also a pretty cheap option for planeswalkers or creatures that do happen to make it to the battlefield. As far as early creatures, we may not want to make them discard a bunch of their small stuff, and make sure that they discard some of the bigger things that can maybe pump those small things up. And that makes Golden Demise even more powerful in this particular deck. No, it's not really good against Wildgrowth Walker, but there are other ways that we can deal with cards like Wildgrowth Walker, like Divest, and we've also got Eldest Reborn. The other card that I would say that if you wanted to add to this deck that I left out would be Cast Down. If you happen to have some Vraska's Contempts, maybe you want Vraska's Contempt, but I went with the Eldest Reborn just because, first off, it's an uncommon, and I didn't think that it would overprice the deck too much, but if you had the Vraska's Contempts, you should try those. And then, of course, maybe some cast downs in the sideboard somewhere. The first thing I would want to cut would be maybe the Deadeye Tormentors I threw in the side. Just options for those of you thinking about, building your own sideboard for these decks. It's a $10 deck. I don't expect horrible things of the deck, but I do kind of like the deck. So I don't really like discard decks in general, because I think that discard decks they're very weak in the late game. No graveyard removal. So Phyrexian Scriptures was something I thought about, just because it would be a board sweeper and graveyard removal. I also thought about running some Ritual of Soot, but all in all, I wanted to keep the overall price point of the sideboard in theme with the fact that it's a $10 deck. If we put $40 in the sideboard with Vraska's Contempts and things of that nature, then that would kind of defeat the purpose, right? This dude's gonna scoop. He might. Let's keep this hand. It's not that bad. We can get a Burglar Rat down, so we can make him start discarding cards on 2, and then, I mean, best case scenario, he uses a removal spell on the Burglar Rat. If he doesn't use a removal on the Burglar Rat, then we get to... So we should probably take something in... Okay, removal spell on the Pilfering Imp. That's not horrible. I don't think it's mono red with Sheevan Fire, though. What do you guys think? Like, right now, before we let him play other lands, do you think this is a Grixis deck? He's got Sheevan Fire, Mountain as his first cards. Like, what do you think this deck is? It's almost too late. He's going to discard a card. Oh, there we go. Riverwise Augur. So we got some Merfolk. No, probably Grixis. Teamer. Okay. Phoenix. Oh, it's a Phoenix deck. Okay. Might be a Phoenix deck. Vishino Pyromancer. I wonder if he will accept the trade. I mean, I'm gonna drill bit him if he doesn't accept the trade. He is going to accept the trade, so that's gonna force my hand on arterial flow. The rat wasn't a vampire anyway, so it didn't matter about playing it first. If he took it, I would have drill bit, and we would have went from there. All right, so he got rid of a mirror march. Okay, all right. Siege Gang Commander and Mirror March were the cards he discarded. Oh, this could be good. So he gets rid of Mountain. Looks like Jank it is, right? Jank. River. I put him on Jank as soon as I seen Riverwise Augur. I was like, this has got to be some kind of Jank. But he is trying to dig for a ton of cards using the free draw 3 cards and put 2 cards back. Making a bunch of copies of that with Mirror March seems pretty good. Opponent plays Hot Wet Jank. He's got 1 card left. I'm just going to go ahead and play the other Fell Spectre. He'll take some additional damage here. We'll get in for some points of damage. This isn't horrible. Like, we're down to that point where you guys were talking earlier about oh, he got a lava coil off the top. About him not having, or wanting to scoop, him not having any answers for us. But we're also to that point where I was speaking of, where he's got to have a, like, he's got to play his top card every turn. And that could be devastating for us. Like, he's got 0 cards in hand, so we can't make use of our mana here. Can't play our 6-drop. Vicious Rumors, we're going to gain a life. Let's see, we don't get anything else, right? Each opponent discards a card, then puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. You gain 1 life. I'm not playing that. I guess I just go on the beatdown plan here. He has to play his top card, otherwise we get Vicious Rumors him. It was a Mountain. Why would he hang on to it? Why wouldn't he play it? Okay, whatever. Wonder why he kept the Mountain. Lava Coil, no. Alright, land off the top. Land off the top. Because we don't actually have a way to stop this little 2/2. Alright. I mean, that swings for 2. Although he may just stop attacking now so he can keep us from swinging. Ooh, Sailor of Memes. Alright, Sailor it is. Ooh, there we go. I'm not actually going to swing with a Vicious Conquistador. I don't want to swing into the 2/2 and just lose it. But now we have a flyer, so we can do stuff with that. So now he's left with holding a card so that we can't draw a card, or, I mean, I'm going to drill bit him anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right? So he has to have a kill spell here. Here's that threat thing I was talking about. Playing threats. Oh, man. Hey, look, bye-bye Mirror March. And now, because he can't discard a card, we get to draw a card. Oh, yeah, that seems good. That seems very good. Probably did not have to play that. He scoops. All right. So game one with the budget deck going well so far. Total scoop. We didn't even go into game two. Didn't play it as a mind game. I don't think that that's right to like hold on to a land when there's like Fell Specters on the battlefield. I mean, against a discard deck, I mean, you kind of know their plan, and you know if they're not playing anything because you had 0 cards in hand, there's a good chance they're just holding a discard, right? So, yeah. Shame scoop. Right. Well, I mean, he was also dead on board, so, I mean, we can call it a shame scoop, but, yeah. The deck did exactly what I said that I was expecting out of the deck. I wanted to apply a threat and then make sure our opponent stayed hellbent. And the deck did really, really good at that. So as far as that goes, kudos on how the deck performed. Our opponent pulled multiple removal spells, you know, the lava coils, and was able to remove our pilfering imp early, so we never actually got any selective you know, discard out of it. And it worked really well for us, so. Suave Loss, you may not be alive. Just saying, you'll hear that in about a minute. Okay. Really cool black-white land destruction deck. You think I would enjoy? Okay. I mean, land destruction's cool. Man. So, I guess we just want to get the Vicious Conquistador down as early as possible, right? Because then we can play like Memorial to Folly and Drill Bit if we can swing with it. So I'm okay with this hand. At least we got another 1-drop. And the Memorial to Follies are going to be wonderful in the late game. Thought-Bound Phantasm. Well, that puts a damper on... Yeah. That definitely bites. Glad he didn't F6. He saved me there. Spybug? Nope. Thought Erasure. There goes Drill Bit. Yep. Drill Bit's gone. I don't know. He may take Fell Spectre. But I actually think that I trade Vicious Conquistador for a card out of his hand. Yeah, there goes Drill Bit. Whatever. This is going to be hard. Mainly because we don't have any removal spells. Hey, look what we drew! Alright, we're still going to do it. The opponent will lose life, which activates Spectacle. It's horrible having to give up one of our creatures like this. But we really need to ensure that our opponent doesn't slam another threat that could just destroy us. We could get rid of Doom Whisperer now, which seems right. Price of Fame is going to be a problem eventually. But getting rid of Doom Whisperer seems like it's going to be serious. So yeah, I'll get rid of the Doom Whisperer. We'll play our Memorial to Folly and pass the turn. Next turn we can Burglar Rat. So we know our opponent has Watery Grave. So he's got Drowned Catacombs, Price of Fame. We don't have a 3-drop, but we do have a 4-drop. So maybe we get some more discard at some point. So if he wants to hang on to the Price of Fame, then he has to get rid of the other card he has. And we know one of his cards is land. So, I mean, he could get rid of the land and keep you know, 2 power cards. But oh, he got rid of another Doom Whisper. Okay, that's a thing, I guess. Wants to keep the price of fame so he can guarantee to get rid of the Spell Spectre, the Fel Spectre. What? He's gonna price of fame a Burglar Rat just so he can surveil twice? Ooh. Okay. And now he's gonna be tapped out? Okay. I mean, just playing his top card, though. Let's see what he throws away. I can't believe the opponent went that route. Like, you definitely want to get rid of the Fel Spectre, right? Surveil versus discard. Oh, he had another price of fame. Okay. That's a thing. What's up, Jack? It's been a while since you made the stream. How are things going? Things are... They're things, man. We're streaming. We're playing Magic. Uh-oh. He got stuff. He got stuff. Thief of Sanity. Well, I can keep that from actually hitting me. There's not going to be a lot I can do about, like, other things. Is there any point to playing Vicious Conquistador? I need 3 mana. I guess I could play one of them. So I definitely can't swing here. I have to make sure that I can block the thief. End of turn, we'll get back. Drill bit? Burglar Rat? Drill bit, maybe? Oh, I'm wrong button. Yep, misclick. I could have got back Burglar Rat. We can still get back Drill Bit and make the best of it. Oh, we can't get back Drill Bit. My bad. So we'll do it now. I don't know why I was thinking I can get back a sorcery. We need some kind of heavy hitter in this deck. We've got a couple, and like there's some other good outs. I mean, our opponent's still holding cards. Ooh, Pilfering Imp and a Burglar Rat. Yeah, I like this. And we've got multiple memorials. So now he has to use the card in hand. I should have done this last turn. Oh, it was another Doom Whisperer. This dude's just got nothing but Doom Whisperers and Price of Fame. That's it. That's all he's got. This has to be done as a sorcery, right? Alright. Darkblade Agent. He's got no cards. We've got vampires, so I mean we could Arterial Flow. Like swing with a Burglar Rat so that I could like get it back. I could also activate Pilfering Imp. But that just seems bad. Yeah, let's just swing with a Burglar Rat. Like, we at least threaten the fact that, you know, if he kills it, we get it back. So maybe he just starts taking chip damage. Yes, this is the budget version. I was going to play 2 games with the budget version. We are in the second game. He said it was basically a best of 1 deck anyway. Little $10 deck. Alright, sweet. He got rid of it. Alright, I will do it at end of turn this time. I'll do it at end of turn. I promise. And then we're going to move over to the Grixis deck, and it looks to be pretty powerful. I mean, we've got like Nicol Bolas and things like that in there. There's Angrath. Um, right, he's never going to play his cards. He could technically start beating me down. There wouldn't be a ton I could do about it. I'm sure he knows that by now. Like, do we even want this back right now? I guess. Like, of course, maybe. It's useless, though. And we can't swing. Like, swinging into what's going on is just not going to work. Eventually, he's going to pull Surveil cards. Another Darkblade agent. Sure. Yep. This is where we're at. Held down by a thief of sanity. It's taking my sanity. We need the big body. We need a rack. Maybe. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So right now, if we even peel a Urgros off the top, we couldn't play it because then we would still have to peel a land. So I like maybe it just wasn't worth it. Let's do it just to make a mill a card. Why not? It's probably horrible. I could just save it for value later, right? I mean, we've got arterial flow though. Oh, it was another thief of sanity. Thank goodness. Although now he's probably going to pull something just truly devastating, but yeah, we definitely need the rack or a rack. What is? Whatever. Okay, there's a land. So now we're safe to pull Urgos. Urgos. Yeah, that card. Did us well in the other game we won. Just passing turn. Waiting for our opponent to realize he can beat us down. Oh, look. I assume he's going to have some draw spells at some point. There's just no real value to play these other than having additional blockers. Uh-oh. He's tapping mana. Sure, dude. Sad part is this is going to cause him to surveil, which will finally turn on Mr. Thoughtbound Phantasm, which will be a 5/5, and commence to beating us in the face. Yeah. What, the rack as a card he'd like to see reprinted? Probably because he was playing around with these discard decks, and honestly, discard decks need something like that. I definitely let him draw those cards. I'm hoping that I can burglar rat my way through this. We'll see what happens. He knows what I'm holding. He's just casting him to get him out of his hand. And a Thief of Sanity. Look at that. Yep. Yep. That's the thing. Might as well throw a burglar bat out here. This way we can throw multiple things in front of these agents. Oh, goodness. And a stalemate versus somebody that doesn't want to just start beating. I mean, he did start beating us down last turn. He hit us for a good chunk. Huge chunk to be in fact. Yeah, we've probably lost this one. We needed our Urgos like a long time ago. Eldest Reborn would be really good because that would give us the ability to... I guess we just throw in the Pilfering Imp. So dead next turn, aren't we? So dead. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and concede. Right, like that's what I was thinking. Like, why doesn't he just swing with everything? I mean, it would force me to lose, like, have unfavorable blocks. I'm gonna bring in Divest over Vicious Rumors. We're gonna bring in Eldest Reborn for more threats, and I'll bring that in over like Raider's Wake. Arterial Flow is gonna be okay, but I'm gonna bring in Plaguecrafter instead. I will leave in a couple Arterial Flows. And then just kind of run with it like that, maybe. Deadeye Tormentor is not the worst idea in the world. But I just want, like, the more threats from Eldest Reborn giving us, you know, a creature that we can make. Like, get one of his Doom Whisperers back or something like that. It's going to be great. Yeah, maybe a Deadeye Tormentor. And we're keeping in a couple Raider's Wakes and a couple Arterial Flows. So, I mean, we still have that plan. But I really just want to hit my Vampire Sovereigns, my Urgos, you know, Fel Specters and such, and just beat the opponent down before he can get this Doom Whisperer plan online. I'll keep this hand. I mean, we can turn 1 divest, turn 2 divest. I guess we Pilfering Imp so we can start, like, putting pressure. This way we can at least leave ourselves open to a turn 2 drill bit and a divest. I think that's better to start with a creature than to try to rip one out of his hand. Maybe we double divest here. Artifact or a creature, here we go. What do we want to get rid of? Like, what's important for right now? Nightveil Sprite, Lazav. He doesn't have another land, but pretty much any land brings in Lazav. Nightveil Sprite can be brought in with just about any land. He will be able to... Duress, no. Duress won't hit us for anything next turn, so... I can get 2 of these cards right now. So let's do that. Do we want him to have a creature when we play Plaguecrafter? There's a good chance he spends his mana on Lazav. Yeah. I'll just take his creature, and then we can get the Doom Whisperer later. Oh man. Revealed cards. Moment of Craving on my Imp. So there goes the Moment of Craving. There's land. I don't think I want to play Doom Whisperer or Plaguecrafter here. I think I'll hang on. That could be wrong. He did hit a land, which means he can Dispersal this turn, which probably will do. Yep, there's Discovery, Dispersal. I said Dispersal, but I meant Discovery. We know he's still got the duress, and we can't play around it by just playing any... See, this is good. I doubt he wants to Price of Fame this, and we can sacrifice this to the Plague Crafter. Seems right. So he's got to discard a card. He discards Price of Fame. Alright, we need our land here. He's hitting land drops. I bet we get duress this turn, and that's fine because it just doesn't matter. Sweet. Got him. So we know one of the last two cards in hand. One of the last two cards in hand is a Doom Whisper. Like that's what our opponent has in hand right now. And this is getting better and better. I'm gonna play the Fel Spectre. So now if he kills the Fel Spectre right now, he has to discard Doom Whisper. It was a moment of craving. Okay. And now we might be able to make him actually like... Well, it just doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, he hits a land, he plays the Doom Whisper. It doesn't have an enter the battlefield trigger. He could pay a bunch of life to start surveilling to make sure he gets to a good card. If he doesn't hit a land, though, we can get an Imp, Plague Crafter. Just kind of wishing I'd hit a land there. I maybe just play... Let's get in for some damage. I'm going to need a way to kill the Doom Whisperer. So maybe I should just play Pilfering Imp here. Because if he top decks a land and plays it, then I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, it was only 1 mana. Oops. Right, like... okay, Night Veil Sprite is... a thing. The good news is I get to use Pilfering Imp to rip the Doom Whisperer out of his hand now, which is terrific. And we get a Memorial, so we can play that. That works. So Pilfering Imp, we'll pilfer his hand, see what we can find. We know he's got Doom Whisperer. Doom Whisperer, he had a land. He could have played it. So we got the Doom Whisperer. We trigger the Fel Spectre. Alright. Now we're back on this. Back on this stall out plan. He plays land. Oh, goody. He top decked a Doom Whisperer. Wouldn't you know it? So pretty much we just need to start playing Plague Crafter, get back a Plague Crafter, and just hope that we can keep him off of creatures. Maybe I should have sacked the Plague Crafter. I mean, I guess we get to swing with it next turn, but that's not exactly what we're looking for either, is it? Uh-oh. I should have sacked Plague Crafter. Sack it to its own ability instead of sacking the rat. He's surveilling, though. Apparently he liked what was on top. Yeah, I think I should have sacked the Plague Crafter there. Just so that next turn we would have the out of drawing a land. Then activating Memorial and playing Plague Crafter in the same turn. Okay, there goes the Vampire Sovereign. That's slightly heartbreaking, but not the most devastating thing in the world. Maybe we get lucky and we get to block. No, not gonna happen. How's the race look? There's Imp. I guess we go on a race. And then end of turn, get back Vampire Sovereign. I mean, Vampire Rhino, right? Deck needs more murder. It definitely needs some cast downs or murders or something. Alright, okay, he killed an imp. But he gained 2 life. That's more devastating than pretty much anything. Why'd I do it? Why'd I do it? Oh, goodness. It cost me. How dead are we here? Just dead? Kinda dead? Mostly dead? Partially dead? Not dead? I mean, we still have an out. He just doesn't play anything when we just kind of win. But Siege Flino. Ah, I like it. I like it. Siege Flino. Yeah, I should have brought that back last turn. Alright, he takes me to 2. He has to have a way to kill. So we bring back Vampire Sovereign. It's not just over. Yeah, we still have a win. We still have an out here. Ooh. That's cute, too. Alright, let's see what he's got. Price of Fame. And he gets to do some surveilling. Well, that actually changes things. That means I'm going to play Crafter. I mean, well. I mean, we've still kind of got this. Like, we're still in the game here. We get rid of the Plague Crafter. Because we only need to hit for 1 point of damage, and this guy having flying has a better chance at getting in for that 1 point of damage than the other. We're still in this. We still have a chance. The Vampire Sovereign and the 1 point of damage here, 4 points. We might get there. Hostage Taker, dude. Like, dude. It's a vampire. Lucky us. Couple big top decks. He's had a couple decent ones too. So we jump back to 5. He goes down to 1. He can't swing with a Hostage Taker. Right, Flino this turn, Flow next turn. Even if he doesn't have 2 cards, we still do the 2 points of damage. We burn him out. Right. You guys got it. You guys got it. Ton of lines here. There was a better line. I could have won earlier. So I know I'm going to get it in the comments. Should have done it this other way. And we seen it immediately after, but we didn't compound the mistake. We just kept going with what we had, and we have other outs. So we'll see what we can do here. Watch him top deck a second hostage taker. then we're gonna, if he top decks a hostage taker, we'll top deck a vicious conquistador, because that's how we roll. I assume he just played. No, we play this. He just simply plays our Fel Spectre. The Fel Spectre gets rid of our arterial flow. Then we have to like swing. The Fel Spectre blocks. We get an extra swing. Okay, all right, we're still in it. It's just not as cozy as I thought it was going to be. Should have tucked that other line. Oh, goodness. Oh, should have tucked the other line. Yep. No. Yeah. I like it. Just that moment when you realize everything's going to shit. It's gone. Yep. Salty punt. Salty punt. Salty punt. Yep. Right. We at least don't die. Don't blame the deck this time. Stupid deck. It's $10 little deck. Why did it give me like 5 perfect answers in a row to help me dig my way out of my own personal player mistakes? Silly deck. We're not out of it. We're not. It's not completely over. Like, we're probably just going to win on default. All right, we've still got 15 minutes on the clock. He's got 6 minutes on the clock. If I can pull out of this nosedive. It was one mistake. We didn't compound it. We kept playing. It was one. Whatever. Is this an arena scoop? Ah, yeah, where they just forget you. I'll let my timer run out. Not a nosedive. Minor turbulence. Minor turbulence. He's roping us. Salt stalling? I think he is. I think we're definitely got some salt stalling. Oh, magic gods, ask that you help me summon the great salty Eric. What? Our opponent has lost connection from the game. He just closed out magic altogether. Yep. He's like, whatever. How do they have all the perfect cards? He DC'd means that he pretty much like hit the X button. Just out of here. Done. Alright. We'll get a message if he comes back. Meanwhile, let's go talk about Dev's discard deck. Right? So, Dev's Grixis Discard. Now, this deck looks a little bit more fun, even though the $10 version was a lot of fun too, right? If he only knew it was a $10 deck, he's probably okay with it. I doubt his deck was extremely expensive, but whatever. This deck, however, is very expensive. Just look at the mana base. 4 Blood Crypt, 4 Dragon Skull Summit, 4 Drowned Catacombs, 4 Steam Vents, 2 Sulphur Falls, 4 Watery Grave, and 2 Swamp. So, looks like he's not as heavy on the blue, not as heavy on the red as he is on black. That's okay. We've got Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. We've got Fel Spectre as our big creatures. Little but yet big creature. We have Terramander. We're going to be like just dumping a bunch of spells into the graveyard. Whether we're shocking our opponent, which again, this is a lot more like the discard burn plan than the other plan was. I mean, the other deck was like discard and burn, but this deck really embodies the idea of Carnage, right? Carnage deals 3 damage to target opponent. That player discards 2 cards. And that's kind of what Dev's got going on here. It's also the theme behind Angraths +1. Each opponent discards a card and loses some life. So not only are you destroying their hand, but like there's some burn going on there as well. Dev's representing that with Shock, Lightning Strike. Theater of Horrors actually can even do some chip damage, that ping damage. As far as like creatures to throw in there, we can get early Terramanders down. We can get Fell Spectre, Nicol Bolas, which can just end the game all by himself. And then as we're doing that chip damage, we can get away with some really good discard spells like Drill Bit and Thought Erasure. So with all of these instants and sorceries here, that really makes it really easy to get Terramander online. Again, though, we really just want to get that flying creature in the air and start working from there. Carnival Carnage, a lot of action against mono blue, a lot of action against the mono red decks. I mean, there's a lot of action here, and just making our opponent lose some life and discard some cards, especially if you have cards like Fell Spectre down and they happen to still have 2 cards left. I mean, you're talking about a ton of damage to turn 4 Fell Spectre, and then just follow that up with a turn 5 Carnage, along with something like a Shock or something. That's if they had 2 cards left, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus Shock, 8, 9 points of damage. Swing with them on the Fell Spectre, 10 points of damage. That's a lot of damage, and when you're doing that sort of thing, it makes it really easy for you to just finish off the game with something like a Banefire. Heaven forbid we get to flip Nicol Bolas, which at that point things just go crazy, and it's really hard to lose the game. In the sideboard, though, we've got some other action here. Bedevil to be able to destroy Planeswalkers mainly, but it's also a kill spell for creatures. Duress and Negate for those control decks. Negate can actually come in against a lot of other decks as well that I wouldn't necessarily bring Duress in against, but for the control decks in general, you bring in your full package. Argyle's Bloodfast for additional card draw. You can get some card advantage off of your Eldest Reborn, mainly grabbing a threat that you made them get rid of early in the game. And then Cry of the Carnium to be able to just like sweep the board, be done with things, not let them have things in the graveyard. Grave versus Odonto Vanguard, History of Benalia tokens, things of that nature. As long as you can find a way to make sure that they don't get to keep down their Benalish Marshal, it works really great in those matchups as well. So really good sideboard. I think Dev put a lot of thought and work into this particular version of the deck. I'm hoping that it runs as well as I'm kind of chalking it up to be. It's not just a discard deck. There's a lot of extra action there, and the flexibility of burn spells is really great. And with the sheer number of like small, quick decks like the mono blue decks, Shock is actually in a really, really good spot. I mean, we see people playing Sheevan Fire and things like that. Shock just giving us that extra little bit of reach, what helps turn on our Theater of Horrors to be able to draw extra cards. So I'm really excited about this deck. So let's check back over and see what our opponent's done here. Oh, down to 30 seconds on the opponent. He's not back yet. We're gonna. He got mad. He got mad. Just upset. Just turn this game off. I ain't even worried about it. Let's get on it. Hourglass to Forstein? Dwarfstein? Hourglass Dwarfstein. Dwarfstein? Steinstein? Is it Bernstein Bears or Bernstein Bears? I don't know. Hey, his time ran out. Yay! Where's my win? Doesn't really matter, right? Doesn't matter. Hello, game. What? Is he still going to get the win? Never. There it is. Let's see what our next card was. Think we can get away with that? It would have been a Burglar Rat. I wish we could see his next card. Oh, okay. So we get to live another turn. Even if he gets rid of this, we get another Vampire Sovereign coming up in another turn. We just slam that down and go from there. Yeah. We had that. We so had that. Silly little deck. This deck's horrible. Like, just kept on coming. Yep. All right. So not bad. That the $10 mono black discard deck, it did well. It applied pressure and kept our opponent's hand empty. I've got nothing bad to say about it. I will say that Divest was important. Plaguecrafter was extremely crucial. Throw those in your sideboard. Won't cost you very much at all. If you're going to build a deck, throw those in the sideboard. 3 Plaguecrafters if you want, right? I just happen to have 2, so yeah. All right, let's play this Grixis deck. Hey, when Dev doesn't put a sideboard, I leave it up to me. I do think that Plaguecrafter is kind of perfect for that deck. So, I don't know if we would have been able to win game 2 and 3 without having cards like Plaguecrafter, though. So, take it for what it is, and it's an uncommon, guys. Go pick it up. Okay. You can pull 15 black cards together to at least show up with a sideboard. I think that's horrible. We have a lot of, like, I used to see a lot of people that would play Magic at F&M, and they're like, I don't have a sideboard. And that's okay when you're you know, week 1 or week 2 of, you know, playing Magic, just learning Magic. And if we Terramander, we can start drill bidding on 2. I'm gonna keep. You can pull 5 or 15 cards together, even if they're not the greatest thing in the world. Just pull you some cards. Like, at least have options, even if you don't use them. Have options. Terramander. Terramander. Synergy. Oh, Planeswalker Synergy hate cards. Right? Like, so Dev's new videos that I kind of said something about earlier. One of them is, you know, cards that he would like to see. And a couple of those were like things that did something extra as long as you controlled a Planeswalker. Didn't matter if you controlled, you know, a particular Planeswalker, like Planeswalker deck cards, but it just said if you control a Planeswalker, do this, or this will also do this. Kind of like addendum, but, you know, if you control a Planeswalker. All right, let's drill a bit here. We know that he got the Hinterland Harbor, so I'm just going to remove that. All right, so opponent currently has Merfolk Branchwalker, which I think we have a better chance at dealing with Merfolk Branchwalker than we do with Wildgrowth Walker. So I'm going to get rid of the Wildgrowth Walker. Our opponent said, nice. Oh, okay. So he draws Land of War. Also played the Hinterland Harbor that we knew about. Plays the Merfolk Branchwalker. So now we can actually take the cast down and play another Terramander. I mean, I could have played Terramander last turn. I probably should have, right? Yeah. So we're gonna miss out on a little bit of damage. Ooh, Hydroid Crisis on top. Do we think that he just plays a Hydroid for 2? Maybe, maybe not. Probably. And just draw a card, get a 2/2. Unfortunately, we're not winning this damage race. And the extra point of damage wouldn't have helped us that much either. Not trying to justify it with my horrible play. We'll take the cast down. Play the Terramander. So now if he doesn't play it, and we can get rid of it, he's going to play it. He'll have a 3/3, right? Draw 1 card, gain 1 life. It is round down, right? Yeah, round down each time. I think I can wait here. Yeah. So he's got to discard a card. Alright, so we know about... So we know he's got unknown card in hand, right? So he played the Forest. We know about the Breeding Pool, Crassus. Cast Down's gone. Alright, so yeah, he's got an unknown card in hand. So we take 3... block with Fell Spectre. It's brutal. We're going to take a lot more than 3 here. Yeah. Okay, I mean, Fell Spectre's done his job, really. So, if I'm willing to trade 1 Terramander for a Merfolk Branchwalker, then, okay, so Fell Spectre gets to stick around anyway? Perfect. We'll Steam Vents tap. Now we can... 1, 2, 3. This will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we can start activating next turn. Kind of alright. We're not in a horrible situation. It's not the greatest, but we're not in a horrible, horrible situation. Seeker Squire. And he plays a land. So we got a Seeker Squire on top. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, wait. 1, 2, 3. Because it has to be an instant or sorcery. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 0 cards in hand. It is a decent time to do it. I've got nothing else I want to do this turn. Guess I'm willing to take 3 points of damage? Or do I just swing in for 1 with the Fell Spectre? Or just don't swing at all and wait? Seems like waiting seems bad. But if he gets to like just turn everything sideways, we could be at 2 really fast if he top decks a kill spell. I'll pass. As much as I want... Yeah. As much as I want to start swinging... Oh no, Hydroid Crassus. No, not a Hydroid. Anything but that. It's not in hand yet. Now we got like very, very little choice. I mean, if he plays Hydroid Crassus, though, he's going to have something in hand next turn, though. So I should have swung last turn, probably, taking my beats. Because he goes Hydroid for 1,000,000 here. We swing for 5. We can't swing for 5. He's going to gain 2, draw 2. We take the best one of his 2 away with Thought Eraser. He loses 2 more points of damage. This is bad. Alright, well, I mean, that's pretty bad. Alright, well, I mean, we cast Carnage. I had to check. I had to check. Alright, so we're definitely dead now, right? Carnage by itself wasn't enough damage. We needed to Carnage and him take some damage. See, I mean, even there, it wasn't enough. So now he just swings at us with everything. There wasn't a line there. I just was wanting to see if we could get away with getting in for the damage. If we held back, he still swings with everything, and we die, right? So we were dead on board. So, yeah. I thought it was worth it to see if he swung, or see if he blocked. Bedevil's probably going to be good. Eldest Reborn might be great. Cry the Carnium's not going to be the best thing in the world. Kind of like Eldest Reborn, but maybe not. Angrath will be great. Theaters would be great. I can't wait to like actually pull some of these cards. Where was this stuff? So, I mean, Drill Bit's still decent. I'm going to bring in the other card advantage card here with Argyle's Bloodfast. Yeah, I'm actually just going to run this back. Like, I don't think I want to bring in Duress here. Maybe Negate. And Cry the Carnium doesn't seem great. Like, Ritual of Soot would be amazing. I think our best answers for this deck is just like run this back. This could be bad, but it could be really good too. But Terramander comes in a little late. It's a slow hand. Duress or Negate for Planeswalkers. Fair enough. Hoping to pull the Planeswalkers out. It looks like we're definitely going to get into a top deck war, and the more discard spells we have in the deck, the weaker we are in a top deck war. So, I almost brought in Bedevil, right? Just because I thought Bedevil would be good at just killing anything. So, yeah. We need to draw red sources. Is this Wild Growth Walker coming? Yep, Wild Growth. There's a Steam Fence. Okay, so we can kill Wild Growth for 2 life. It's instant speed. I'll try to accept it. If he plays Jade Light next turn, I'll do it. If he doesn't play Jade Light, if it's just like a Branch Walker, maybe I won't do it. I mean, it's instant speed. We have the option. I mean, because we can use a black mana for the Carnival and we can shock it. But that's being 2 for 1. I'm not super excited about being 2 for 1. Seeker Squire. This is the point where he gets away from us, and we can't kill it until we get into Angrath. This does put... I'm going to hope for a land. I'm just going to pray that we get a land. I don't like the idea of getting 2 for 1 here. So... I'm... Got to kill that walker. If I hit land, then I can kill it with Angrath. Okay? Like, we can eat it with Angrath. That is an option. So I guess the other question is, if I'm not going to go that route, then I should have killed the Seeker Squire, right? Probably. Probably should have killed Seeker Squire. He gets rid of Merfolk Branchwalker. He did dump the Lana War Elf. Alright. Maybe you'll get... Alright, land. Sweet. That means I get to shock this if we hit a land. I was about to get out of hand. I should have killed that thing. I mean, I can chump it. This may still work. He did draw some breeding pools, though. He got rid of a Wild Growth Walker? Does that mean he's got a fine finale in hand? It's not completely over. For 3. Okay. I'm going to wait. I'm going to take this 6. Lightning strike. Jeez, I needed a land. So we can lightning strike this. We can play Terramander, shock that. Block. Terramander. I can't double shock because I don't have double red. Or I can't shock and lightning strike. So it's still fine though. If he swings with everything, I lightning strike here. We feed a Terramander to the Wild Growth Walker, and then we stick a blocker in. If he comes up with a kill spell, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. Finale. Okay. Gonna get 2 for 1 earlier. Whatever. Yep. Uh, like land into Angrath would be just wonderful. He spends 3. He has 2 left. He plays like Wild Growth. We strike it. So yeah, he Memorial to Follies here. Nope, he casts Fine. He gets back some Merfolk Branch Walkers and Wild Growth Walkers. That's fine. Merfolk Branch Walker. That's fine. It explores. That's fine. He gets a dude, and then we say no, 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 no +1/+1 counter on Wild Growth Walker. He does gain the life though, right? Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have done that. 3 life for a little bit of information. Okay, I mean, we play Argyle's Bloodfast. Hold up Shock. Stopping my... I can't do it in my upkeep, right? Do we let him swing at us? Varaska, Golgari, Queen. Seeker, Squire. I mean, the biggest this can become is a 2, and Galloping Lizrog. Maybe he sacks a dude. No, he sacked the land. Sacked the land. Of course he sacked the land. If I take the damage, we flip the Argyle's Bloodfast, and we get to kill it. I'm gonna do it. Oh! We take the damage. Now we kill it. And he's like, what? I hope he's like, what? And we may still draw land, which means we could gain some life. Yes, we're going to flip this. We drew land. So now we can... Alright, so we're safe from the Varaska as far as it destroying us. Gain control of this thing. Definitely going to have it smack Varaska to buy us a little bit of time. Galloping Lizrog is going to be such a pain. So we attack Varaska. Sack it to this. I mean, I guess we could have upticked Angrath to 5. He would have went back down to 3 when he got hit. And then when he played the Galloping Lizrog, we could capture the Galloping Lizrog and then go that route with it. Maybe that would have been better. Why the brain hurt? I'm sorry. I know it's crazy plays, and they're probably completely wrong. Like, I probably should have just taken the 2 and sacrificed the Angrath in the long run. He didn't play Galloping Lizrog, so we actually get a little bit of time. I mean, it's not a lot of time. That's a little bit. Oh, Galloper. At Angrath. Alright, buying even more time. I mean, Angrath will do good at outrunning Llanowar Elf, but... where's Bolus? I want the Bolus. There's a Hydroid Crassus. That should seal the deal. Yep. Deal sealed. Alright. Well, that was fun. Where are you, Bolus? Right, we're playing the old Steel and Sack deck. It's a... Angrath's so good at that. Like... Where's this Galloping Lizrog? He's just not playing Lizrog? Whatever. Somebody watching a Star Wars movie drunk at 3 a.m. then watching Animal Planet while also high equals Galloping Lizrog. It's a cool card. You may remove any number of 1/1 counters from among creatures you control, and then you can put twice that many. Right now it's a 5. Like, oh my goodness, he took all the ones off of the Hydroid Crassus. Top deck another Angrath. Please top deck the other Angrath. It's not Angrath. It's not Angrath. Cast down would be nice. Yeah. Cast down would be really nice. So all he's got to do is hit us with either of the creatures. The opponent was very nice. Good games. We're going to make sure he gets his hit in there. We sack our Fel Spectre! Yay! Boom. Vraska's Contempt, or Vraska's, yeah, the true Contempt goes on the stack. There we go. Of the Obi-Wan was riding while chasing General Grievous around Yucatan, whatever. Okay. Star Wars fans, huh? I'm not like huge on Star Wars, but it's okay. I kind of like it. It's all right. If our opponent's slow, this could be an okay hand. We do need to draw some lands. We're on the play. What do you guys think? I'll wait. What do you guys think? Should we keep? Should we play? I kind of want to mulligan. I think I want to mulligan this. Yeah. Keep, you think? I mean, it's an awful slow hand, but I really want to play with Theater. Keep. All right. I'm not taking the blame for this one, Mr. Klein. Blame it on chat. All right, here we go. I guess Blood Crypt. This way, if we get like shock off the top, we could technically drill bit. I'm probably going to pay the life here. Shock wouldn't be bad, though. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to pay the 2 life. I want this thing dead. It may be a little much to just go for it, but just removing their threat seems good. Oh boy, here we go. Being form's like, I'll take blame for this one. This was totally me. Alright, we got a scapegoat. There we go. I want to shock and drill bit. I'm doing it. Double op, double land. We got screwed. I'm sorry, you come into my house, main deck, and Surge Mer? Well, I mean, it can't be blocked by green. We're Grixis. That matters for something, right? He's going to beat us down with a Surge Mer. Yep. This little water horse is going to do some work. It is some pretty art. Like, that's an awesome take on, like, horsefish. It's pretty. When it passes, waves touch the sky. No. We're about to lose to a seahorse from SpongeBob. I think we're about to lose to no land. Thank you, deck. Yeah, Surge Mayor is decent, especially when you don't have anything else going on. It's really good against like Wild Growth Walker, J Light Ranger, things like that, just to keep like pushing pressure. But then again, the red one's in a good spot right now too. So, ask and thou shalt receiveth. All right, there we go. Hopefully, didn't use that mana to swing this time. We've got a Carnival Carnage under our. I guess I should pull these up so you guys can check them out. Let's pop that out. It'll pop out. We'll say this is our... There we go. You guys got that one? There you go. Therefore, we can do nothing, so we shall pass the turn. All right. Surge. So a couple of you are saying Surge Mayor is underrated. I think the Lightning Mayor is underrated as well. Another Pteramander. Now we have a Pteramander under exclamation point Pteramander in chat. Do you think he's got a counter yet? Should we go Fell Spectre first? I mean, it seems like that's like a duh, right? Because if we go Fell Spectre, then next turn we could be like Nicol Bolas. And if he's going to counter something, he should counter like Fell Spectre, right? I mean, it's going to make him discard a card, so... He has to Essence Scatter it, which putting a +1/+1 counter on Surge Mayor would be huge. Let's put this down here. Look at that. We'll just shape it ever how we want, right? Just happy little mistakes. Just put it everywhere, anywhere we want. Everything's okay. How much mana to ping with Theater? 4 mana, Christopher. Yeah, 1 red and 3 generic. Theater of Horror will deal 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Oh, can you imagine if that was any target? Just start shooting these little Terramanders down. Terramander about to do some work. What is going on? He scooped. He just scoops. And scoops again. Alright, so we would have put another Carnival Carnage. Then we would have drawn a land. So we could have started going Angrath. Or Nicol Bolas. Or Nicol Bolas and a Carnival. Oh no, because both Carnivals would have been under the thing. So could have started running Angrath. And then upticking with Angrath like that. I think the problem is he's going to have a hard time getting through here. So, alright, we'll play one more before we call it. We've definitely got time for another game here. Matthew Style. It's interesting spelling. Math IEU style. I don't know. Maybe there's something else there that I'm not understanding. I'll keep. I mean, we can turn to Carnival. I got chills. Okay, so I'm not gonna take damage here if I can avoid it. Not against like goblins or something. Vine's your favorite Mer? Gotcha. Shieldmayor's still your favorite? Because you don't like to lose to mono white, right? It's Goblins! We might be able to outpower the Goblin deck. And we also might get away with, like, just throwing down a 4/4 and then there's just, like, nothing he can do about it. It's possible. We might even be able to get away with it multiple 4/4s. I'll keep my options open. Like I'm not going to go drill bit right now. I definitely want to do it before we get to him having 5 mana. We're at maximum 1 turn, or minimum 1 turn away from that. Yeah. Yep, should have done it. Should have. I should have. Should have done it. Now we're just. Yep. I guess I gotta start killing these, right? So I could get the last 2 cards out of his hand. Or I could get the best of the last 2 cards out of his hand. I'm going to get rid of the... Maybe we just flat out drill bit him and take the best. You kill it. See, that's what I'm thinking. But if we kill it, like if he's got a Siege Gang Commander, we can get the Siege Gang Commander, right? Because we can just. We can't. Creature or Planeswalker and 1 damage. Oh, okay. So yeah, we get the. Never mind. My bad. My bad. Didn't know what I was talking about. I forgot how this does damage to the creature, and then it'll also do the damage to... He sacked it. So now I can't Spectacle. Urgh. Should have done the Wily Goblin. Then he would have sacked the Wily Goblin, too. Smart thinking, opponent. Good play. Good play, Mr. Style. At least the prospector's gone, I guess. And we bought ourselves a little bit of time. Watch him have like siege gang, and then rip a land next turn. Well played, opponent. Well played. Hi, hi, hi. I think I can take another hit. Let's see what he's working with. What, he's going to show me mountain. Be like, what? Volley veteran? That's going to hurt. So now we save the lightning strike for the volley veteran. Sure. I mean, we could trade one bolus for a volley veteran. Right, there's the veteran. Where's... Grrr. What's up, Tim Dolan? How you doing, sir? You here have been watching the channel vids for a bit. Glad you could catch one live. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the community. I'd say you kind of know how things go on here, so welcome, and hope you enjoy the mini punts. Mini punts. So we lightning strike the chain whirler. Take one, go to 3, get burned with something, right? Because it's exactly like that's got to be how this works. Oh look, chain whirler, whirler of chains. Prospector. So we're sure to take at least 2 points of damage next turn. Alright, so we play Bolus. I mean, we're dead. We're dead on board. Maybe I shouldn't even show him that we have Bolus. He doesn't necessarily know. Because we can block Chain Whirler. And then we take both of them. He doesn't have to know we have Bolus. I think I'll go into game 2 without letting him know. The $10 deck ran great. Technically, we're just making everybody scoop. Like, I think Cry the Carnium is going to be decent. Bedevil's probably going to be good. I think Theater of Horrors is a little bit too slow. And I think Drill Bit's a little slow. There's some argument to getting rid of Terramander, but late game Terramander is going to be great. Thought Eraser's actually a little bit slow. I'm going to take another Drill Bit out for the Banefire. Even if I'm only Banefiring for just one, then you know, we can kill goblins and stuff for one. And so, you know, you think the only answer was Ritual of Soot, right? And we're not running Ritual, so. Ritual of Soot's in a really, really good spot right now. You've got the Sultai decks, you've got the mono white decks, the mono blue decks. Like they pretty much all fall apart to Ritual, and yet we're not seeing a lot of Ritual. So it's kind of strange, but whatever. I could have paid 2 life for this so that I could shock his turn 1. might be worth it. If his turn 1 hits us for more than 2 damage, it's okay, he didn't play a turn 1, so go me. Alright, start ripping his hand apart. And making sure we hit land drops to get to that Nicol Bolas so that we can go ham. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we've got to do. Nicol Bolas into going ham. So if we get rid of Wily Goblin, we can keep him off of a little bit of mana. Next turn, he's going to play either Wily Goblin or Treasure Map. I actually think I would rather him have a Wily Goblin than I would him have a Treasure Map. So I'm going to take the Treasure Map. As far as the gatherings go, I'm not that worried about the gatherings, and I definitely want that land that's on top. So. Not to mention Kaya's Wrath is better. Fair enough. Kaya's Wrath is better, but if you're not running Esper, then it's in a pretty good spot. Let's do it again. Alright, so I don't want to make him like discard one of these Goblin gatherings. So I'm just going to get the Siege Gang Commander. Yeah, I'm going to keep that Angrath on top too. I got a little bit of time to draw a land. We've got a little bit of time. Bolas is going to do a meager amount of work here. So he tells away Mountain. So he's got 2 cards left in hand. We know one of them. We know he's got at least a Goblin Gathering, and now we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Thought Erasure, and we can keep up a shock. Sure. Look for that other land. So we can start getting down Angrath. Yeah, we want to get rid of Legion Warboss. Yes, we want to keep that land on top. And yes, we want to swing for 4 in the air. I mean, I could set him back so that he can start eating things, but I guess we just shock something this turn. Alright, so he played his land. So we hit land, make him discard a land. Probably don't. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I swing with Nicol Bolas here. We just start upticking Angrath. So now he's like forced to swing into Angrath. Nicol Bolas eats 1, and Angrath dies. We play the second Angrath. Then Angrath kind of lives. Everything's at Angrath. We'll kill the actual Goblin. There's Prospector, so now he's got like 1,000,000 mana. Alright. One, two, three. We keep it 4. We'll play this. And we'd have 3 left. Terra Commander could start coming online next turn. Yeah, I need to get more blockers out. Like this next Angrath needs to survive. So Terra Commander kind of ensures that. We just put the brakes on for a minute and go from there. With the mana base, like in Esper, it may not be harder to cast. I mean, technically, it has to be harder to cast because one of them's double black and the other one's double black plus double white. So, like, it'd be a pretty easy argument to say that Kaya's Wrath is harder to cast, but you can still consistently cast both right now, which isn't bad. Let's shock one of the others. He's gonna scoop. Okay, he's looking over that we get to make Terramander get big. We've got enough mana to get ahead of him. Run it back, I think. Yeah, I think we run it back. I could possibly even get rid of the drill bit for a negate now that we know a little bit more about what he's got going on. I'm sure he's got like some kind of card I don't want him to have, and I'd probably just rather be reactive with a negate. The Thought Eraser is still good. But Shock, Lightning Strike, Cry the Carnium. Cry the Carnium is going to be awesome if we pull that here. So. Right, we just go over his head. Exactly. Fel Spectre is going to be great. I mean, he's got a bunch of one-powered dudes. Fel Spectre is a 1/3, so like, it just blocks for days. So, no point in taking it out. I mean, we've got some stuff. I don't think. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I'm going to keep the hand, but I don't think that I pay the life here. Like, when do we want the Terramander to start coming down? Later, right? Like, if he's got, like, Double Goblin Chain Whirler, it'd be horrible for us, especially, like, taking the extra 2 points of damage. But then again, if he's slow, Terramander comes down, forces his hand. He has to start, I don't know. He's got Fanatical Firebrands. He's got all of that. Force his hand to start playing cards, I guess. I mean, Thought Eraser is going to be good. I'm just going to hang on to the Terramander. I'm just probably going to play this, like, late. So, just go from there. Wily Goblin. Alright. Like, next turn I can Drown Catacomb. We can Thought Erasure and then take something good away from him, hopefully. So, blue, black. Alright, so he's got Legion Warboss. He's got... I mean, Volley Veteran's a thing. Goblin Instigators, whatever. I'm going to take the Legion Warboss. Yeah, and I'm going to leave that on top. Because next turn we can play... Alright, so Lava Coil is going to be a problem anyway. So, Steam Vents into Banefire for 1. It seems bad, right? And then, like, Carnival. Maybe just Steam Vents tap, and then we can just keep up Carnival if we want it. Sure. I mean, I could put Terramander here. I think that maybe next turn we just want to go... So that has to die. So he drew another... Alright, so this has been played. So we can get rid of Lava Coil and Volley Veteran next turn. We can Fel Spectre and start blocking. No, we have to Banefire next turn. Banefire Pteramander. He plays Volley Veteran. We're screwed. Well, GG. Have to stop damage. So if I know I'm Banefiring next turn, then I might as well kill something this turn. So, yeah. Alright, so Banefire for 2. Kill the Legion War Boss. Play Pteramander. Force his hand to play one of his other cards. Play Nicol Bolas or Fel Spectre. I guess play Fel Spectre first to get the other card out of it. Oh, man. One of them's a land. Land and like... Okay, there's another Legion War Boss. Alright, so this is great. Just great. Alright. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3 in the graveyard. We got 4. Next turn, we could actually turn this into a 5/5. I could also just... I mean, I guess I can take 4 right now. Alright, so that's actually mana neutral. One, two, three, 4. Yeah, that's big. All right. And we've got to stop at the beginning of beginning of combat. So as soon as he tries to leave main phase, I'll shock the Legion War Boss. Actually, I'll shock Legion War Boss right now. Ah, okay, and then he still gets to kill it. Because he's still got 4 goblins. Yeah, that's pretty good. Got nothing else to do with my mana. Let's just be clever. It's not other goblins you have, right? Yeah, it's just goblins you control. He still kills it. Oh. So you still got 2 cards left in hand. Alright. This isn't like the worst thing in the world, but it's not going to be great for us either. He got rid of Lava Coil. What else does he have? Another Lava Coil, of course. Of course that's what he's got, another Lava Coil. Why wouldn't he have another Lava Coil? Alright. What'd you guys think about it? I actually thought the $10 deck was better than the Grixis deck. I did. The $10 deck just seemed more aggressive. But then again, we played some big decks, right? And like Mono Blue, we played against Sultai. it was good. It was good. There were a lot more. It was a lot more versatility. I think there's just a lot of decks that are ready for Terramander right now. Just a ton of decks out there that are ready for Terramander. So that's definitely something to think about. I mean, even in modern, people are ready for Terramander because it's like, yeah, it's that kind of card. Like, they have to be ready for it. If they're not, then we're in trouble, though. So unlucky draws, unlucky matchups. The $10 deck had lower drops, which made it get in quicker. You play Control. I have no sympathies for you. I wasn't trying to play Control. Oh, adds X Dillo. Right? I hate playing Control on the stream, but it happens, right? Yeah, I like the budget deck too, Scholar. I actually think the budget deck was in a really good spot. The Grixis deck was still fun, though. I mean, I like to play with Nicol Bolas. I'm upset. I am highly upset that I never got to flip Nicol Bolas. Like, we never got into that type of position. So that's just, it breaks my heart. It does. Like, my heart's broken. In all reality, there's probably other ways you could build Grixis, but it was cool to see a discard shell thrown into Grixis. Or a discard deck thrown into a Grixis shell. So, the Grixis control itself, like a pure control, would probably be more powerful than Fel Specters and using a bunch of burn spells and stuff. But I still think that you want, like, Thought Erasers and things like that. Where's the cast downs? What is up? Alright, so, like, we have played a ton of Devs decks this weekend. I don't remember casting that many cast downs, guys. What's going on? Where's the cast downs? Dev, I'm begging you, man. It's a good card. You should play it. Put it in your decks. You'll kill things with it. That's what the card does. Anyway, yeah, cast down. Like, where's the cast downs? I actually probably would have rather had cast down over Lightning Strike in this deck, but yeah, because you don't get to play the game when you play Control, but you're just poking fun. Yeah, cast down's super good. I do. You like both. The budget deck shocked you at how good it was, and you're going to stream your Twitch after this, so I hope you guys can stop by again. Yeah, check out Be Informed. Yeah, cast down's great. Run cast down in your deck. If you got black, run cast down. There's seriously only a few cards getting played that it doesn't kill. So, Salty Eric achieved. Thank you, Magic Gods. Yeah, I'm just getting salty over cast down. The lack of cast down. We need it. I need a little cast down in my life, okay? It needs more cast down. Cast down currently equals cowbell, alright? And we need more cowbell. That's going to do it for tonight, guys. It was a ton of fun. I hope you had fun. Don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button, do all the YouTube things. If you want to support the channel, you can hit the join button and join our community right here on YouTube and get your nice little coat of arms, which is definitely something I'm going to start calling it. I'll talk to you guys about that more later. Big things happening in the future for Sideboard MTG. We'll leave it at that. Had a lot of fun. We'll see you guys. Have a good one. I should give you guys a good song to go out on, right? How about for like some Hot for April? Right? Some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Hot for April. I like that one. Maybe I'll wear this song out. I don't know. Where's it at? See you guys.